I know exactly what you are thinking. This is a guy you've never seen, low views. Why should I listen to him? Let me tell you something. I started 4 phone stores, 1 wholesale warehouse from a dream. I was told I was not going to graduate. I was told by my mom I would not succeed with my business. See, this is not just a YouTube channel for me. This is a network. This is a network of hustlers that I look forward to every single video educating. Give me a chance, man. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe because I give away free game, and I also make sure I expose the secrets that most people keep to themselves. Now, if you don't know, this video, we're going to talk about how you actually can be making 10K the first few months of your reselling journey. Now, it all has to do with the way that you set your business up and also the way you utilize the tools and resources closest to you. Now, I'm going to be one of those tools, one of those resources, as I will give you information. I'm not here to entertain, I'm here to inform. So let's make this very clear. We're gonna be working with paper today, okay? First, okay? And then we're gonna hop onto the computer. But first, we're gonna work with paper because I wanna actually break down some things to you. First, you gotta start. Now, starting is key. A lot of people don't actually do this because they're so focused on planning. Starting will always put you in the best position because even if you do fail, failures are often seen as lessons as long as you look for them in the right scope. The next thing I'm going to talk about is leverage, okay? So leverage is something that you're going to need in order to make this money, okay? When you are looking to make your first 10K, the leverage aspect is where a lot of people are missing out because you don't have the leverage. You're giving it to a drop shipping extension or company that you're relying on to give you products that actually don't sell. You're buying products from somebody like me or somebody even like you that's just reselling on Amazon or even eBay or at worst, AliExpress. What you have to look at is making sure you understand product will always go over money. I'm gonna say it again, product over money. Now I know sometimes we embrace money, which is the reason we don't want to spend it is because we want to keep it. But what if I told you that mindset is what leaves a lot of resellers in the hole? You're scared to spend your money because you don't want to lose it because you don't know if you actually can trust the products you're buying. The problem is if you don't spend your money, you'll never learn if those products will sell for you. What I've learned really, really early on is buying good products or products I'm even sketchy about will always teach me and always help me make more money. The worst thing that happens when you buy bad products is you have to reinvest in more, but also you can liquidate these, okay? Someone, somewhere, somehow always could utilize any product that you buy. You always can break even as long as you buy at a good price point. So never ever put money over product. Money over product is drop shipping, for example. But having physical products will always make sure you maintain the leverage. Drop shipping, you're giving the leverage to the supplier, the leverage to that service that you are relying on every single month. You don't want to do that, especially if you're trying to make 10K. You want to keep more money in the assets over you spending it on services. Now, let's talk about margins. Now, margins are important. Margins, the cost high, you want to make sure the profit margin is between 35% to 65%. If the cost is low, you want to make sure the profit margin is between 65 to 75%. Profit margins matter. And if you are looking to build and scale, it's important that you have a structure that you can rely on and sort of kind of make it like a uniformed approach. Why? Because eventually you want to outsource this to other people selling your products because you're going to be a boss working on another business. So again, you want to make sure you set a uniform approach on what you're going to price products, exactly how you're going to sell them, and this is important. The margins allow people to actually do sales, buy one, get ones, and more. So margins are something you want to pay attention to. Next, this is my little dartboard. I am not an artist, okay? I'm somebody that just drew the best I could, okay? Now, right here in the center, we have physical, and all on the outside, we have online. Now, why did I do this? Because see, a lot of resellers don't even look at things like this. How do you actually hit to that 10K? By doing physical sales. But you also can rely on online. Physical sales will be harder They will require more work, which a lot of the smallest amount of resellers want to do, but everybody's selling online. Selling online is imperative, but it's not the end all be all. Pop-up shops, flea markets, a bunch of different ways you can sell in the areas closest to you. You need to make sure you're maximizing, as they will help you actually start selling online. Don't forget that, because a lot of people do. Now, let's talk about profit as well. Now, the reason I wanted to go through all of these papers first is because when we are listing, we need to make sure we are moving with intent, and these are really important. Now, what happens when you make the money, right? This is where a lot of people mess it up, because they actually set themselves up for failure when they get their sales. Why? They make the profit, they don't reinvest. But instead, let me explain to you what you should do. Me, I made profit back in the day. I would spend that money. I would take people on trips. I would spend it on cars. I would spend it on bills. I would spend it on anything besides the products. No, first profit, then reinvest 2 times cost of goods. So let's say I got a charger and the charger cost me $1.25. When I make my profit, I want to put at least $2.50 back into those products, get 2 of them, because I just sold 1. For every 1 product you sell, if you can, you want to try to get 2 or at least 1. Next, you want to split the rest of the profit, 50% in your business account, 50% in your personal. Why? You want to pay yourself. I think that it's important that we understand paying ourselves is essential. It makes us feel good. It helps us survive. Even if you're paying yourself $1 a month, pay yourself. Get into the best practices that make these businesses thrive, and also treat yourself like the boss you're going to be before you even get to that status. Okay, so we are on the computer, guys. I've been working all day. Don't mind the background. We hustling. So what I want to do is I'm going to list some products on eBay, but I want to show you exactly how I'm doing it, okay? Now, I just told you guys some of the real basics of making this money, right? And the system that you're going to want to build. But how does it look like in real life? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to pull up some products that we actually took today in the warehouse, and we're going to actually go ahead and utilize this and try to list some of these newer products, okay? And here's the funny part. The funny thing is, this is the first time me doing it. So there is no, I repeat, no experience with these certain products. So let's actually see if we can get this done, okay? So the first product that we're looking to list is going to be this product right here. It is going to be a tower, okay? A vertical tower. I wish I could flip it. Why the heck is it that way? Okay, there we go. So a vertical multiple socket, okay? Let's type that in. Vertical multiple, or yeah, multiple. Wait, what is this? I done forgot the dang name already. Multi-socket. Socket. Okay, perfect. Right here. Great. Cool. I didn't know it was going to be like that. All right. So this person is selling it for around $15. Now, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how much the supplier sent this to us for. 1 second. So it looks like this was sent to us for around 10-ish dollars, around 10 something, some change. But as you see, this is something that a lot of people are selling. So what we're going to have to do is, I think we're going to have to, we have a lot of competition, right? These are all used though. The competition with the good pricing, it looks like these are not new. Looks like they're all used, right? So I'm gonna hit the sold, and then I can see what has sold and what hasn't, right? So I see that this sold. I like this title. So what I would do, I would take this, and I really want to show you guys, you're not always going to have the best price, okay? That's why I'm not doing any of the products that, you know, I usually do, or that we done research. These are not trending products that I'm listing right now. These are regular products, okay? So we got boom, we got that one, we got that. Yeah, that's that. So we only have, let me make sure. we only have we only have 2 pictures. Nothing too crazy. And that's okay, right? So what we're going to do, and it's okay to have 2 pictures and not have a picture that is actually showing it unboxed. That's okay. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to create any false expectations, right? So we want to make sure that, yes, we're building off of that other one. All right, so up for sale, new unbox, da-da-da. There we go. All right, we're gonna take this, we're gonna list. But before we talk about pricing, this is where I wanted to show profit margin. This is the reason I wanted to do this, okay? So if we're getting it for $10, right? Remember, if we're doing low, we wanna have a profit margin in a certain realm, which means we can have a higher profit margin if we're buying a product that has a low cost of good, vice versa if I had a higher, okay? So as you guys can remember from the page that I showed, we're talking about 65%. Oops, excuse me, 65%, $28. That's not a lot, right? To 75%, right? So we do 75%, we can see 40. We make 3 times, right? Now remember, we want to make our money plus a profit because we want to make some money to buy the product again, and then also make some so we can split 50-50 between our business and personal account. I would say, yes, the competition is very hard out there, but I also think that some of these might be drop shipping and also not really shipping. And that's where a lot of us get it mixed up too, is we think that, oh, well, just because this person can beat our price that they're going to actually ship the product. You're not taking account for customer satisfaction. Also, them actually relying on that buyer. We're going to do, since there is a steep competition, we'll do that. We're going to do $30, and $30 is going to be about 19.5%, okay? And that's good. That's a good profit margin, okay? Now, of course, we're going to up it when we get some sales. We're not going to do any promotions, not on products that are not giving us a really good profit margin yet. This is only a 65% profit margin. You might think to yourself, well, that's $18 that we're making, so we can go ahead and probably what? We can give, so let's see. We could actually see, right? If it's 20, let's say we signed up for $28, okay? And let's say we do eBay promotion for 5%, hypothetically. That means we're giving $1.47 away every sale. Yeah, we could do that, but I feel like the profit margin has not yet spoke for itself. I'm not going to do any type of promotions. Let's see if I filled everything in. Okay, cool. So we're not doing any promotions with that, okay? And it's a reason. Let's move on though. All right, so I want to do another product, and this is what I would recommend. Do things that are around your house, something that's in your crib, or something that you know for a fact, like this. I'll give you guys a really good one. Ring light. Okay, we have another newer ring light that came in. Now, if you look at ring lights, they are priced very sporadically, okay? All right, so we got $17, and I think the $17 one actually just sold. Yep, it did today. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this. Let me actually get this. I don't want to get confused. And we're going to sell something like this, okay? But it's not going to be the exact same, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these pictures. So I got the pictures up on here because I want to make it more smooth for us. So then we can go and look at this. We got this ring light. Now, I hate that they didn't send me okay, that's fine. We're going to get rid of this. I don't know why this is there. I must have hit that. All right. So a 10-inch ring light, okay? So a 10-inch ring light. You could put your company brand name on there, or you could just 10-inch selfie ring light, okay? And then with tripod stand and phone holder, right? Okay. It's black. Da 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 da. Cool. take away this and we can put unbranded, or we can put our own brand. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I'm just looking, double checking. Whenever you are, and we can make our own model. So I'm making my own model. Okay, my own model number. But you want to make sure that you are not importing things that are not actually true. I'm going to go over to this person's description, right? And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to look for what they had said and watch how I alter it, okay? I don't ever want to hurt the listing, and this has already worked. Adjustable bright dots, includes one adjustable phone holder. Idea for da. And we're going to list this. So this cost us $10, okay? $10. We can do, let's say 65% profit margin. Look, that's still around $18. We would have to sell it for that. We already see that person we just saw is listing theirs for $17. They're making a 41. I'm guaranteeing you they probably got it for like $10. They're making like a 41.1% profit margin. I think that we don't have to always change our temperature based upon who we are listing next to. Because remember, some people don't like buying cheap stuff, right? So we're going to actually try to actually go in between. So let's instead of, let's make it 20. Let's make it 20. Because if we made it 20, that'll be a 50% profit margin, $10 profit. We're also going to have them obviously pay for shipping, right? So we'll do that, okay? Again, this does not qualify for us to promote because we don't want to share any of our earnings on that, right? We're also not doing any free shipping, so no free shipping on this, okay? And list. All right, perfect. All right, cool. So we got that ring light, and let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. So we're going to actually list another vertical stand. So let's do another vertical multi-socket, and let's do a smaller one. Hold on, let me see. I thought I saw a small. Yeah, this one, because I like that it's a little higher. So I could take these pictures, but we got our own, right? And we're going to list this similar vertical socket, All right, cool. We're going to list this, all right? So again, it's all about selling, but also making sure we have the proper profit margin, okay? So we're going to do this last one, and then we'll move on to something else. Boom. Bring that over. Don't ever hesitate to just make your own, right? Make your own pictures. Okay, so we're going to apply all of that because it's the same exact one. This one is saying $21. Which is an interesting price point. I can tell you this right now. See, sold as is. This isn't new. This is not new. All right. Brand. I'm gonna actually. Let me see something. Where's this description? It's the same thing. Okay. All right, boom. Boom. Let's do, this costs us like 15. Let's do, no, it doesn't. It's like, for real. Let me see how much this costs us, y'all. All right, this is costing us around $13. Let's do 18, okay? I don't want to do the 21. It's not because I want to price lower than the person. I just feel as though, again, we want to prime this and we want to get it sold. So we're going to, and what I mean by prime is get sales and reviews so that our account can flourish. Again, no promotions, we're going to list it. All right, and then we'll keep going. Like, we can list more and more products, and to be honest, these are like products that, again, you could literally get by selling and not having to spend a lot of money. All the products that I'm listing right now are literally products that cost us under $100, okay? So you easily can get away with selling something like this. Like, watch this. Okay, copy. We're gonna go with this. Let's hit sell, actually. Create listing. I've never really... No. Oh, crap. I just did something stupid, y'all. All right. We got to figure out what this is. Hold on. Power bank. Okay. Boom. Just like this. New. Watch this. Boom. Okay. And then what we'll do is 5,000 mAh USB-C power bank. Black. Oh, yeah, it's black. Okay. And then universal. Okay. Then we want to hit unbranded. Move this UPC. It's not magnetic. This is... We don't even want to say... I hope they don't make us, because we can't put lightning. Remember, lightning is copyright. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at what just sold, because I want to see if we can take... Can we find anyone that's similar to the one we just sold, or what we're trying to sell? If we don't, and we can't, that's fine. We'll move on. We're gonna sell something similar to this. We're gonna move on, but you always want to give it a try. We can sell this. And then, like, I like this because I'm still able to research and see different products that's selling that I may have not even realized, right? That's fine. If we can't find it, what I would do, go all the way up here and just put in this search term, right? And I want to see what this search term pool, we need that. We want to see what this search term pulls up. Okay, perfect. So it is pulling up similar ones. Foldable, perfect size, all day, All right, so just checking, making sure everything is similar, and it is, right? So we're gonna go here. We're gonna put this. Now I can even go ahead and use AI to go and change the description. This costs us like $9, I believe, if I was to go to the profit margin. 9, and then we could say 65%, that's 25. That is a in-person type of pricing. We don't want to do that. That's a bit too high. Let's say, what if we did 35? That's 13. So let's do 40% profit margin. Now what I would do, I would go ahead for right now and list this at $15, right? Now I'm also, and I'll show you guys in 1 second, I also can go ahead and put this on like a spreadsheet. And if I put it on the spreadsheet, I want to show you exactly what it could look like, right? And you want to put all your products on a spreadsheet. And then what you could do is you can start actually monitoring what's selling and what's not selling, right? So again, those are all important, okay? So boom, we did that. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want to try and show you guys something. Sheets. Okay, we're gonna open up a Google Sheet, and I just want to show you guys exactly how I would set this up, right? So I have a Google Sheets. I probably would label this eBay products. Okay, I would create a few of these little boxes. I would say product. Now I would make it look fancy and everything, but I want to give you the just right cost of goods, and then revenue, and that would be the price. Or if you don't want to go by terms, just say listing price if we don't want to complicate it, right? And then profit, I want to stick, so quantity, right? How many we have in stock, weekly, week 1 sales, week 2 sales, right? Week 3 sales, and then week 4 sales. Okay. Now what I would do is I would type the product in. So we could say 5,000 mAh power bank. Okay. Then cost of goods, we could say $9. Listing price, we say what we listed at. Wasn't it like $15? Okay. So listing price, we know for a fact is going to be $15. Okay. Now with that listing price being $15, we already know 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. $6 would be our profit. $6 would be our profit. How many do we have in stock? We could say we have 10 in stock. Then you start looking at your weeks. Okay, off of week 1, we made 10 sales. Week 2, we made 9. So what I would do, week 10, if I know I made 10, I probably would paint this green. But then if I know the next week I made less, red. But then if I go ahead and make 20 sales, green. So the reason you do this is because it helps you. And we obviously wouldn't do the whole row. We honestly would just do the box. We would do the box because of course we would have more and more products here, right? But this is a good way of keeping track. So we would just do it like here, right here. Like green right here, okay? And red right here. But this is a good way to keep track of what products you are selling and if they're actually bringing you back revenue. And again, I'm going to list these products. We're going to do a second video following up to see if this is actually giving us profitable products or making it a profitable, scalable way of making money, which I'm telling you it is. And of course, the beginning tactics that I've shown you is a lot of, I think, the foundation. You just have to put it into whatever niche you're actually selling on, okay? I hope you guys got some information from this video. I will be dropping a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.